grapes, or some grappes, as they're called in some world.
Episode 584.
Are you a boner guy?
Oh, I am a boner guy.
You know what? I miss penis.
What are you talking about?
I'm the one who should apologize.
Is it going to be absolutely riveting? Is it going to change your life by any stretch? Probably not, but it's going to be at least entertaining, okay?
By the way, for those people that are in the back, remember to shut the fuck up.
Cuz-a-roo. Slap-a-rooney.
It's showtime.
WATP. Hello, everybody. It's Cuz-a-roos. Welcome to another episode of Whoever's Podcast, the only show that never takes a week off. I'm your host, Carl. With me today, his future so bright he has to wear shades, from the Blind Mike Project. And why are you laughing? It's Blind Mike.
Pleasure to be here, Carl. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming on. And also, my partner in crime, producer Chris, is with us as well. Please go to whoarethese.com where you get our email address, voicemail number, link to their subreddit, link to our Discord server, link to our merchandise, link to our YouTube channel, and link to Patreon and Supercast, featuring 2 exclusive bonus episodes every single month. When you're hearing this, we just recorded a brand new bonus show, Living in the Past with Stuttering John, that Chris and I are going to record.
It was fun.
After this, so we had a blast. It's one of the best episodes ever. So yeah, get on Patreon. You get the entire back catalog, all the bonus stuff that we've ever done. You can get the RSS feed, put it right in your podcast player, or click the links, watch the videos, however you want to enjoy that. And of course, you can gift the Patreon membership now. So if you go to our Patreon, you want to gift that to someone, you can do that, and we appreciate it. Also, we encourage our listeners, give us 5 stars wherever you review podcasts. That helps the algorithm. But you can always shit on us in the comments section. That's fun. Today, we'll be reviewing a show called Behind the Bunker. This was a suggestion from Robo Shitstain MK9000 in our Discord. We both listened separately. We've not discussed it with you beforehand. Let's get into it. The show, hosted by Todd Antic, Josh Zubrakis, Joe Kimson, and Gavin Sharma. And let me just read the note that Robo Shitstain posted in our Discord when he suggested this. He says, aging Gen Xers attempt to talk paintball and over each other constantly over a slightly too loud music bed that never turns off. Cut with segments produced like 90s public access. The show is led by a possibly closeted gay man named Todd, with a revolving door of co-hosts and guests that have the broadcasting chops of a morning zoo. Also, this show has been going on for over 12 years now. They're doing a weekly show about paintball.
I don't know if you could tell by the way I sent you the clips, but there was a little confusion with me at first. They upload both the video and the audio to YouTube, so they have like a live stream. But then they also upload a video version that is just their podcast logo. And I don't know why they do that, because some of those literally have, I've never seen this before on a YouTube channel, 0 views.
Right. And they have 6,200 subs. And I was confused too, because they put up their podcast episodes and it is just a still image with the audio. But that's the same thing that they have on their live channel when they do this every Monday night. And I think that the live videos, they get about 50 views average each.
Ooh,
I think they're more of a Facebook show, though. I think these guys are so Gen X that they're still like, nah, we're not going to get better than Facebook when it comes to social media. This is all we need.
There clearly are people contributing. They're getting questions and emails, the depth of which are pretty amazing. Like when you said it's been on for 12 years, I didn't believe you, because it didn't make sense to me based on some of the topics they get into.
Right. A lot of talk about food and charcuterie boards.
That's a big staple.
They're
really Seinfeld fans, obviously, which bothered me because as a Seinfeld aficionado myself, they do it in such a ham-handed way. It's not like Tuesdays with Stories.
Right.
They really shoehorn the references in.
Yeah, they haven't gotten a lot better. I do have a clip we'll play later on of their very first video live stream that they did from 12 years ago. And it doesn't appear they've gotten much better. Usually people get better at things over time. I don't know. Maybe they're also terrible at paintball. But here's what I learned. There is a professional paintball league.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
You guys act like you knew this.
You're not a member?
You're not a fan of Dynasty? That's a name they kept throwing out there. And
no one's ever invited me to a match. I've never gone and seen it live or anything. I know. I feel like I'm being left out. Is that what you guys are all doing on the weekends when I don't see you?
Maybe.
It's
it's fascinating the depths that they get into, because they say things like someone asked a question and they just casually go like, as we all know, the 90s and 2000s that was the pinnacle for paintball, and it's been downhill since. Like, I didn't know that, actually.
The decline.
Yeah.
Well, let's start off because everyone has an AI theme song now, so let's hear their AI theme song.
This is Behind the Bunker, a weekly podcast about paintball and paintball culture. Join your host Todd Anksich along with Zuby, Joe, and Gavin for an entertaining hour paintball stories and discussions. If you were watching live, you go ahead and leave a comment, as we may even read it on the show. We promise no to get too far off topic and derail, and we'll keep the talk about food to a minimum. Find this and other episodes or our paintball podcast anywhere you get your favorite podcast. Let's get this show started.
So you can see their cornballs based on that song alone.
I'm as ready for paintball talk as I've ever been. Okay,
well, in that case, why don't you take it away? Where should we start on your list of clips here?
I say start with my first clip, because I think that's what I'm talking about, where it's like, I would think after 12, like, for example, if I've been doing Why Are You Laughing for 12 years, I'm going to be scraping the bottom of the barrel. I'm not going to be like, you guys ever heard of George Carlin? So here are some of the topics they're getting into 12 years in.
Yes, this is episode 550-something of this show.
Yes.
So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the topic is, what is one positive and what is one negative thing about paintball? And I know we all have both positive and negative things to say, so we'll get to that. Last week's topic and podcast is up, which was what paintball product were you least impressed with? And despite the fact that you all got pissy that I used angel eyes in the graphic, we had a good show.
So it's like, do you guys like paintball? What do you like about it? It's like, we've done 600 episodes.
Could you imagine having pick any other sport, baseball, and like, today we're going to talk about one good thing about baseball and one bad thing about baseball. Like, really?
Exactly.
And we're going to stretch it out.
The whole show about that?
And how many people really got pissy about the graphic?
Zero.
Yeah.
Also, if they are getting engagement on Facebook, like we were talking about,
yes,
but is Facebook a place where you sit down and watch an hour-long anything?
I don't know, because that's where, I think maybe for old people, because that's where Richard Ojeda's audience is as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So,
well, these guys are Canadians also, and you can tell by their accents.
If you play my clip too, they are appealing to a national audience, which I was interested by. Now, keep in mind, when I was timestamping this part, I was looking at a video that had legitimately 3 views on it. So I was dumbfounded. Yes.
Sorry, we got into the nog on break. So here's a question. Do you guys nog or not nog at Christmas? And is that everybody knows what eggnog is, or is it mostly just a North American thing? Merry Christmas, Donna. Nice to see you. Brian Foster and everyone else that's in the live chat right now.
All right, guys,
which means there were 2
you're
people.
bombarding us with too much information. Just New Zealanders now. Just the New Zealanders. What do you guys know about eggnog? And then we'll get to Spain.
But it's hilarious to say, is this eggnog thing, am I being too local by just keeping it to one continent?
Yes, just North America.
Is it just North America? And then I do like that he reads 2 names and he's like, and everyone else in the chat, which there are millions of others. But
oh, of course. Of course, there's millions of them. All right. The music bed that you hear there is so annoying because it never ends. It just loops forever. And it's not interesting, and it's way too loud. And they even, at a certain point in one of these episodes, the guy looks for songs about paintball.
Oh, yes.
So Todd does some research, and he's like, are there any songs where they sing about paintball? And he finds a couple. But he can't be bothered to turn off the music bed as he plays them for us.
And 209 people have heard this glorious tune, but I think everyone else should hear it tonight. I'm going to try to play it and see if it comes through.
Come on, let's play paintball. Fight, run, seek, and shoot all day long.
I wish I could tell you it gets better, but it basically just...
Oh, come on, let's play paintball.
Well, that's like that taste the biscuit.
Yes.
Yeah, let's be honest. This is the first paintball song I've ever heard, so it's simultaneously the best and the worst.
Yes, I'll give you that.
Good one. It reminds me of, we go to these music festivals and they set the stages too close together. and you could stand in this area where you're hearing both bands at the same fucking time. It's the most obnoxious thing possible. Having the music bed still going, hey, let's listen to some tunes, shall we?
I got to tell you, I didn't mind it because it gives it whoever you said described it as like morning zoo type radio.
Yeah.
It was a perfect description because that music bed gives it something. It gives it life to this otherwise, like I'm just listening to guys talk very inside about paintball, but like the music bed made me feel like I was listening to something, which I think is a positive.
So they're fooling you with this, is what you're saying.
Yes, a little bit.
It tricked you to thinking you're actually watching a show.
Otherwise, it would have been lame.
Well, also, if you play my clip 9, it actually sets up. It's their lead-in to what you just played, where these are the kind of guys we're talking about. Paintball consumes their life. It's like if you met Carl and you were like, "Hey, Carl, big fan of the show," and he was like, "Hey, did you see what Stuttering John did?" And it's like, okay, I'm not that big a fan. Like, you know, to be so eager to talk about
when I meet new people. Did you watch John yesterday? Holy shit.
I had a question the other day. I was thinking when I was out on a run, my mind wanders, and I thought, I wonder if there's any paintball songs that have paintball as a lyric. Like, not just like something on Spotify or something real, like not just a whatever. And I found 2.
Is that all I want to do is play? Paintball.
This man is just running around like, I wonder if there are any songs. I wonder if there are any movies about paintball. I wonder if anyone's talking about paintball right now. I can get it. You look at all these houses I'm running by. You think someone's talking about paintball in there?
Is there any paintball-inspired art I could be putting up in my house?
He loves paintball.
He really does. So here's the other song that he found. And again, does not eliminate the backing track.
Normal. This one's a little more of a country. So if you guys are are more of a country listener,
Shirley shot me with a paintball gun. Brought me down when I was trying to run. Me and Susie were about to have fun. Shirley shot me with a paintball gun.
yeah. I can't see myself driving down any back roads in my pickup truck with that.
Picked up that gift for me for Christmas, take it back.
Yes,
take it back now.
If someone bought you that song for Christmas, if people do that? People buy you songs for Christmas?
Maybe this guy.
Yeah, on iTunes, man. This is for your iPod, son.
Here's an MP3 I got you. I'll need that thumb drive back when you're done with it, please. Okay, thanks. So the music band, I don't even know if they can hear it. They might not have it on
interesting.
in their
maybe.
headphones. Okay. Because I find that so obnoxious when that happens. And then right after that, Todd has a tech problem here, but don't worry. We got Zuby to the rescue here.
Yeah. Are you guys feeling those songs? Or, I promise I will never play them again.
Jesus.
Well, there we go.
Yeah. Are you guys feeling those songs?
That was me. I'm sorry.
Gotcha.
I'm so lucky I can't hear that.
You can't. You're very lucky.
I like my paintball shows loopy.
Because it looped. Pretty good stuff.
This cornball.
These guys are fucking cornballs.
I do like that they played like 1 second of the song, and they're like, "You believe how bad that is?"
Right, yeah, I know.
It's a song about paintball. I don't know.
I was like, oh, it sounds better than your stupid loop that you have playing in the background.
What keeps looping with me is that 12 years. That's all I keep hearing when I'm watching this.
They have sponsors too.
Oh, a lot of sponsors.
Yeah.
So here's one of the segments they do. This is 21 minutes into a recent episode.
Maybe we'll get right into tonight's mail time, I guess. Yeah.
Sounds good.
We asked you guys today to send in your mail time questions, or last night. Gavin, you got a bunch, don't you?
I do. There's no bumper anymore. What the hell?
New producer, 1 sec.
Mail time. It's mail time, ladies and gentlemen, a time where I get to shine, where I rip open my sack and read some of the correspondence that you folks have thoughtfully put together and sent in to me.
Seamless, huh?
What kind of jingle was that? It's so jarring from the tempo of everything else that's going on.
And the levels are all over the place.
Levels are all over the place. So 21 minutes in, they're like, you know what? All right, let's get into it. Let's do mail time. This is getting into it.
Well, multiple episodes I listened to, they're like, hey, you know what? We're not going to get to the topic this week. That's how they refer to it. They go, we're not going to get to the topic this week. They have one topic, and sometimes they don't get to it.
Right. For an hour. They're just wasting time.
I wanted to say this at the beginning, but I always get sucked into the spirit of this show. There's something about these guys I do like. Like, they're the biggest cornballs on the planet, but I don't think they can. Like, the fact that they get on a mic and go, "Hey, let's rip open my sack here, huh, guys?"
Yeah.
And they have no like shame in how corny and cheesy and bad it is. I kind of respect them for it. Like, there's a charm to them. I
hear what you're saying, but also, shouldn't there be more people beating them down? That's where the problem with Facebook, it's too positive.
It's funny you say that, because every other time I've been on this show, I've been a good soldier and done my mission and obliterated the show. Right. And this is the one time Carl asked me to blow up a school, and I was like, "Are we the bad guys? These are just nice guys talking to 12 people minding their own business."
All right. Well, you might be right, because there is a childlike excitement they have over paintball.
Yeah. I like paintball.
I like turtles.
You guys have been doing a show about paintball every week for 12 years. You guys are like, by the way, I'm going to tell you right now, I like paintball. No, we know.
Getting a little misty over here.
we know.
They do every week. They just talk about how great. They don't always talk about paintball for the whole show.
No.
But every show, they're just like, "Man, paintball is fun. I love paintball."
No, sometimes they talk about charcuterie, like I was saying before. And here's an example of that.
Josh Zubizabrickus was getting into the creative, festive mood this year. Mm-hmm. He sent me this. Move over, gingerbread houses, charcuterie chalets are here.
Nice.
Yes.
Did you need a building permit for a charcuterie house?
No. I have a piece of paper from Ron Swanson that just says I can do what I want.
Nice.
I think if any of the meats are salted, you can do whatever you wish.
Yeah, pastrami is very high strength to weight ratio.
And crackers are not technically any sort of building material, so you can use them.
They get too soggy too quick.
But they're good insulation.
You guys are just going to keep running with this? Anybody else have a comment?
Waka.
Holy shit, way to drive that into the ground.
They love, and again, based on their emails or listener questions, whatever, they found a small group of people that like really fit with them, because people love the charcuterie talk. Like, their 8 listeners are like, "Oh man, I love when you guys get into charcuterie," and it's something they talk about a lot. Like, my clip 8 is similar to that one, where it's them just enjoying the charms and simplicities of cured meats.
You know, I have to tell you, we were at a grocery store called Wegmans in Buffalo a couple weeks ago. And if you guys have a Wegmans near you, go there and thank the manager for being there. They have all kinds of prepared meats and stuff like that. And they had, how can I explain this? They had take a piece of prosciutto and a piece of cheese and roll it like a stogie, and they put 2 up in a individual package, and then they package 10 of those into a big package. So you buy the big package, you take it home, you open it up, and you pull up the little 2-pack. So anytime you feel like a quick charcuterie hit, you just unzip it, and it's like, there you go.
So I would light that too. I would light it on fire and just smoke it.
Dude, it's the greatest. And I originally looked at it and I go, I don't need 10 or 12 prosciutto slices and cheese all at once. Like, it's going to go bad. And then I open it up and it's like, no, they're like snack packs.
Says who?
That was great.
This guy needs to get out more often.
Holy shit. Now, I purchased that exact thing at Wegmans before. I know precisely what he's talking about. I never thought to be like, guys, listen to what I just bought at the fucking grocery store.
Where's the manager?
You wouldn't believe it.
Also,
he literally said that. This is the innocence that I loved about these guys. He literally says the phrase, "How do I explain this? It's meat and cheese."
So there's this way to prepare meats. They cure it, all right? Let me explain how that process works. No, we get it. Zuby was late on an episode recently, but he's got a good excuse why.
Shit, we didn't introduce Josh.
I thought we did.
And with us tonight, we have Josh Zubizabrickus.
Yeah, it's about time.
He was snacking on some charcuterie.
Oh, yeah. So,
you watch the show and rewind, my friend. You missed the sauerkraut.
I missed sauerkraut?
Sauerkraut, yes.
Actually, I can bring it up for you. There we go. The sauerkraut.
So they already are showing like these dumb things that they find on Facebook or people send them, and it has nothing to do with paintball or anything. But then the guys late, so they're like, "Oh, we'll bring this back up again so we could show Zuby this thing."
Bust his chops a little.
Yeah, pretty good stuff. But so then Gavin makes another comment about eating charcuterie after that.
Because the following Monday, I'm away, but it's also the day before Christmas Eve.
The eve of Eve.
It is the eve of the eve, so I think we're going to leave that one alone. Yeah, that just makes sense. That way,
as Bonchik already pointed out, I will be on the couch with greasy fingers, prosciutto, maybe checking my nuts.
Yeah, and when he sleeps, you know he's asleep because he's going to have 2 salami slices over each eye, like they do at the spa with cucumbers.
That's right, and the spicy kind.
And then
these are different episodes, by the way. This isn't all just one charcuterie themed episode that we're talking about.
Oh no, it spans. I listened to 3 or 4, and it runs the gamut. It's all...
it seems to be like one of their biggest passions. If they ever get too old to run around and shoot paint at each other, they could do a show just about charcuterie.
Yeah, I just love. They're charming though because no one's ever told them they're not funny. So like
that's my job.
These 12 people in the chat are like, that's great charcuterie talk. I love that you talked about checking your nuts. That was really funny and innovative. Like they live in this bubble. It's sweet.
All right, let's talk about checking your nuts because apparently they're here to not just talk about paintball but save lives.
And Jeff Johnson, you just checked your nuts. Well done, my friend. I'm hoping that's post-shower when everything's relaxed. But do it once a month. All the fellas out there, if you have some testicles, do some inspectacles once a month after your shower. Well done.
Or, if we need to switch gears here for a second because you always forget, what about checking them now?
If it's warm and relaxed and you're at your home right now and you're watching this program, well, no, wait till the program's over because, I don't want that image. But yeah, check them. It's important.
Yeah.
So I went, okay, they're giving a little public service announcement. It's Movember, so he's promoting this. But no. It just keeps going.
Dusty, would you like to give instructions on how to reach down and check your testicles for lumps? Can you use a sexy voice?
I wonder if you could YouTube it.
You can.
I'm sure you can.
You run your fingers around, and I'll show you like this, all the way around, exploring your scrotum,
your sacroiliac.
And the more often you do it, obviously you're going to be familiar with all the bumps and stuff. As long as there's nothing new, hard, or in pain or discomfort, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Well, he really did just explain that. First off, that's what I have Dr. Steve for. So I'm not doing that shit on my own. That's what the pores do, that kind of stuff.
Imagine being like, I'm not quite sure if I have testicular cancer or not. Hold on, let me check the paintball show real quick. They might have something for me.
Yes, all right. I want to get into some testicle talk and charcuterie boards, and if they do talk about the one thing they don't like about paintball, that's a bonus. We don't know if they're going to get to that or not.
Well, so here's what was interesting for me, is like you said, they get very simplistic where it's like, I like paintball. It could be as basic as that.
You're right.
But then it goes, there's no middle ground. It goes from that, like, hey, do you guys like paintball? I like paintball. To my clip number 3, tell me if you understand even a word that is said in this.
All right, next question comes to us from Tony McIntosh, and Tony wants to know, and this collectively can go around the horn, anybody who's been to a field, have you ever seen an HBA incident other than a burst disc? In his 12 years, the worst he's ever seen is a remote line slowly rupture and the O-ring come out of it, but nothing harmful. I know you guys have seen some experiments with, tanks being intentionally ruptured, but in your experience, have you seen anything other than
I wish I had a great story. Yeah. I don't remember anything.
I don't think a story like this is great. I remember, I've been around burst discs when they explode and stuff, but I've told this story before previously. Brad from Badlands in the early days bought some used tanks from Wolf's Lair in Pennsylvania, and we had a few of them, and we took the burst disc off. We took the ruptured disc off.
This story goes on for like 6 minutes.
They had made homemade burst discs, and they had them stacked in there. There's no way that they would have released under pressure. They did that so they could overfill the tanks and give them out. So that's like a ticking time bomb.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a storyteller that guy is.
He started that by saying, "This isn't a very good story."
Yes,
and then he just
right.
launches into it.
But yeah, I have no idea what any of those words meant.
No, it's crazy. So it goes from like, "Hey, what's the best thing about paintball?" to like, "How do you chunk a burst disc?" or whatever the fuck they're saying.
Right. And I thought we were going to learn about strategy, and they claim that they do that sort of thing. None of the stuff that I listen to, or they ever talk about strategy. I don't even know what the rules are. Is it like a capture the flag kind of thing? I'm sure there's various ways you can play paintball.
Yeah, I assume they've gotten into it. There's a weird thing with the episodes. So I listened to, for example, podcast. Well, how did they phrase it? It was like episode 675, podcast 555.
Okay.
I have no idea what they mean by that.
That's interesting because I think that they've been doing a show since before podcasting. Because this
How
is
can
like,
that be?
Well, no, because think about it. They were doing like a public access style TV thing.
Okay, all right, that makes sense.
But they were doing it on Facebook,
right,
or wherever you did it back then. And then they're like, "Oh, I guess we should call this a podcast." Well, since you brought that up, this is the first time they did a live show where they had video rolling, and so it looked a little something like this.
Hey guys, and welcome to episode 116 at beautiful Behind the Bunker Studios. This is the first night we are live through YouTube, so hopefully it is looking fantastic.
Well, what if it doesn't look fantastic, Todd? Then what should we do?
Looking fantastic, then it is your computer, because YouTube does generate the video display according to what your settings are. So if you want to see us even more crisp and clean, go to the bottom of your YouTube player and change the settings to a better resolution.
I love it because hopefully we'll look amazing, and if we don't, then fix it on your end.
It's your guys' fault.
Yeah, it's your
Figure it
problem.
out.
I like that. What a weird thing to start off your show with instructions on how to optimize the resolution. Never seen anything like that before. But yeah, very different look back then. They did have a multi-camera shoot, but they're all sitting next to each other at the desk. It almost looks like they're in a studio or something. Definitely in a different location. Oh, they talked to this guy on here too, who's just like a head of sales for one of these paintball companies.
Oh yeah,
and the guy has no personality.
Oh, you think?
That
Really?
probably are going to have some mods for them in the future.
He looks like he's nervous, and he's just like giving a product pitch.
He's on trial.
All right, Mike, what else did you pick up on here?
Well, speaking of that, kind of, they talk about like. Play my clip 4, because they talk about some of the big names in paintballing, probably
Right.
the guy they're interviewing there or something.
Yeah.
And they talk about it with such reverence. And again, they charmed the pants off me. I liked the innocence of these guys because listen to the names they're saying. They sound made up.
All right, last question before I cinch up my sack, if that's okay, Todd?
Yeah, cinch it.
All right, this comes to us from my good friend Happy Holden, and he wants to know who is the best / most noteworthy player that has shot you or you have shot, preferably like while playing. So let's get some celebs. What celebrity have you shot or shot you?
I don't know. What about you guys? Joe, do you?
I don't know. The Hidden Hedgehog, maybe? I don't know if I think we were on the same team, or I don't know. No, not intentionally.
Okay.
Maybe Wolf and I have exchanged shots on several occasions, although we've been on the same team, but we've exchanged shots.
Maybe even Greg Hastings you probably played against.
Played against Greg Hastings. Maybe Slim Slam, Flim Flam. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I'm going to say Joe Kimpson.
Ooh.
The man, the myth, the legend, yeah.
I guess that's, human.
So I think we probably all shot each other.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And been shot by each other.
Yeah.
At least.
Wow, they think they're celebrities.
I like the Gavin not fucking around. He's like Joe Hastings or whatever. And they're like, ooh, now that's a good one.
Yeah,
he's no Slim Slam Flim Flam.
Slim Slam, Flim Flam. What part of that sounds made up to you, Mike?
It sounds like dodgeball.
Right. Yes.
But that's the other thing I meant to point out is that they also think they're celebrities.
Yes.
Like they're like, hey, we're like in the, which I guess is true. Because it's as close to as I could find of the ESPN of paintball. I couldn't find anything better than this.
Yeah, good point. I mean, I didn't look, but I imagine there aren't a lot of competition for this. Yeah, Joe Kimpson was one of the names they brought up.
Yeah,
He's one of the hosts of the show. So that's when they're like, well, I mean, guys, we've all played against each other, so
Of course I'm going to brag.
of course they got to talk about that. I just have a clip I want to play because it's an example of the host, Todd, thinking he's funny. No one else does, but he's pretty convinced that he is.
And our friend is in the chat right now. So when is Wolf Critchlow coming out with a dedicated paintball workout app or videos?
Well, didn't he already? But he got copyright infringements because he wanted to call it Jazzercise.
Yeah, and Richard Simmons really took him to court on that one, didn't he?
Well, the lawsuit's been dropped for some reason. I think the whole.
Why you gotta go there?
I think the lawsuit just kind of went cold.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna move along.
He's looking over to his buddy like, we're laughing about this, right? And this guy's just like,
I almost grabbed the same clip, but then I was like, is there something I'm missing? Because Richard Simmons doesn't own Jazzercise, does he?
Literal Mike.
None of it makes sense.
Because later then they're like, oh, Sweating to the Oldies. That's also a Richard Simmons thing. So it's like, I don't get what they think he owns it.
Yeah, they're a bit confused. He just wanted to make a Richard Simmons is dead joke.
Yeah.
So however you get there,
I suppose.
Took some creative license, apparently. All right, Mike. What else did you pick up on from these guys that you are in love with and now a Patreon member?
They're sweet guys. Well, if you clips 13 and 14, you see how little there is in their lives and their listeners' lives outside of paintball. Like, that's pretty much all it is for these fellas.
Look at you guys in the live chat. There's quite a few different things. PTJM enjoys aquariums.
Keith Kissel makes
off-roading, hunting, snowshoeing. Good for you. Nebnella is...
That's got to be a Canada thing, right? Have you ever met someone who's into snowshoeing?
Yeah, buddy.
Fishing and hunting. And he didn't put a G on there, so I assume that's a certain type of hunting.
Lisa Weber goes to like pickle events,
pickle jamborees, extravaganza. Jason Diff, sewing and amateur dentistry.
Nice.
I don't want to know what that is.
I think it's a joke.
Say Jason Diff.
Yeah,
related to Cardiff.
I was wondering about that. I was like, is it corn diff? Is it which of the Diff family is it related to?
Canada's a wacky place.
It really is.
But that's like if you just said like, hey, what do you guys like other than podcasts? And your audience was like, music, TV, and you just read them.
Right, yeah, right.
They just said they have hobbies. What's the big fucking deal? And then clip 14, Todd tries to get into this game. I think that's Todd.
Yeah,
it's like,
Todd, yeah.
Well, here's some of the things that I like.
For me, I'm going to say I enjoy. Right now, I've taken back up running, and I'm not enjoying it, but that's a hobby that's keeping me busy. I fly paramotors in the summer, although not a lot this year because of what's been happening with the field. What else do? I one wheel. I enjoy going for long walks, and that's not in my dating profile. That's just what I do.
Oh, so it's you. That was projection. You set up dating sites.
Yes,
profiles
but
at dating sites.
You using my line. Still enjoy paintball. I'm a closet AV file guy. I like my AV, so that I dabble with doing live streams for the OPL, I enjoy that part of it. I guess that's really about it. Spend time with my family.
In last place.
What are your hobbies? He goes, well, I jog and I walk and I paintball.
Well, it was one of your hobbies outside of paintball, and he still lists paintball. That's how much he loves it.
Paintball on there.
The first two he listed, he's like, yeah, but I haven't been doing too much.
And I don't really enjoy it. I've never been playing paintball, to be honest with you. Well, he also said one-wheeling. Are you familiar with what one-wheeling is?
No, I blew by that. There's a lot of Canadian speak in this, so I just chalked it up to that. But no, I'm not sure.
So I went to their website, behindthebunker.com. And it's odd. There's only two things in the navigation. There's the Paintball Podcast and merch store. So I said, okay, let's see what kind of merch they have. When you click merch store, you are brought to a whole other website called Ride 519. And Ride 519 is also not put together very well.
Oh, no.
Because I can't see any of the products. Here we go. Clicked into shop. And I guess these are the one wheels. They used to call these like hoverboards, I think. They have the wheel in the middle of the board. And depending on how you put your weight on it, it'll take you places. But it's really bizarre to me that like on their website, it just says merch. It doesn't say like Ride 519. It just takes you to their website. And it has nothing to do with paintball at all. There's no paintball anything.
It's all business.
It's really weird.
It's also interesting to me where he's like, obviously you guys know what one wheeling is and like all this paintball, these paintballing terms. He's like, obviously everyone will keep up with this. And then he's like, have you ever heard of meat and cheese together? This is amazing.
They sell it. You don't have to put it together yourself. They sell it already put together.
It's actually one of my hobbies.
I know. I'm surprised you didn't bring that up. Eating from charcuterie boards. All right, Mike. Anything else you want to play from these shows?
I mean, I guess that sums up. Well, you know, since it kind of relates to what we're talking about, my clip number 6, there was a big trade in the paintball world. And this is exactly what I'm talking about, where it's like very matter of fact about this really niche stuff.
Well, one of the biggest things that happened this week, Dusty, if you want to come over to my computer when you get a chance there, I don't know if you caught this. You'd have to be living under a rock if you didn't. But essentially, Edmonton Impact picks up Alex Goldman, Rainey Stanzik, Marcelo Margot, and Tyler Harmon. So Tyler is from Heat. Marcelo Margot is from Dynasty. Where's Rainey from?
He played for Damage.
Yeah,
that's right.
He played for Damage for the last 2 seasons, I think.
Right. Okay. I mean, I'm not hiding under a rock. I knew all this stuff, but I appreciate them reminding me.
I don't even understand what they're talking about. Never mind who or...
I have no idea. But apparently...
Because like the teams don't make any sense to me. They don't have affiliations with any area. It's just like they got traded to Damage. And it's like, from who?
Right. Well, that's the thing I didn't understand about this professional league. Because I started looking into it. There's like a U.S. league, Canadian league. And so I assume that these are hobbyists. These are guys who like to get together. And like there's softball leagues, you know. I used to play softball leagues. I like you get together, you have a bunch of friends, you play. But they're trading players. Like this guy lives in Calgary, he's got to go to fucking Edmonton now, just for paintball. That's wild. I didn't know that was going on with this shit.
Family, I'll see you in the winter.
Right? Yeah,
it's paintball season.
Don't worry, I'll mail you all the profits I make from shooting paint at people. Does it pay well? It can't possibly pay well.
Oh, they get into that. There are people that make anywhere between $60,000 and like $150,000 a year.
Really?
I don't know how. I think you have to really be. There are people that travel like to different continents. They mentioned something big happening in Vegas. Maybe you guys can check that out at Hackamania. But
sounds good. I was going to play with the flamethrower, but if we can watch guys play paintball,
I was going to blow up a car. Fuck that.
I want guys play paintball instead. This is just one of those activities that it just seems like it'd be a lot more fun to do than to watch.
Yeah, I think maybe 30 people on the planet make $60,000 a year plus. And there's, you know what I mean? Like it's a very limited group that's making any money.
I would imagine. So.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else we should play from here, Mike?
I
do
think
have
I'm
other
good.
clips.
I think that's good.
Okay.
I think you get the point.
Yeah, I think we do too. Even though these shows are long and it goes on and on and on, I think we've done a pretty good job of.
And they won Mike over.
Summing up what it is.
These are sweet guys. Don't be their one view and bully them.
All right. Speaking of bullying,
Cringe of the week. Cringe of the week.
Stuffed on my own drop. I think it's time for our cringe of the week. And cringe of the week is a familiar face this week. In fact, a couple of familiar faces that we're going to see. I want to thank my buddy Troy Smith. Troy Smith, the artist extraordinaire, has done all of our Detroit posters, that we sold out of, by the way, at the last live show.
And he recently did Topic Time.
He sure did. Oh, wow. Producer Chris, how did you know that's what I wanted to talk about?
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young.
Even he likes to let the music wash over.
Yeah.
Feel me?
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young. I cannot believe it, but we are, this is the next to last Topic Time show of 2024.
I missed this guy. We haven't checked in with him in a minute.
I can't believe it's the next to last.
Right.
I still got one more, but it still amazes me.
I can't believe it. How is that possible? Next to last. I have to play my version of this just to give myself some closure. Yeah, so DeWired Christian in the chat saying, we got to get Frenchie on Harrison Young. We've gotten everyone else on this guy's show. Oh. We got to get Frenchie on there. That would be fantastic. We'd learn a lot. Because as you know, Harrison Young asks the hard-hitting questions, and the way he gets into the interview is so seamless and so smooth. It's almost like when Mike and I have banter on WATS.
Right. You think these guys are friends?
Yeah, it's wild how smooth he is.
We have my brother, Evan Young, the realtor, and I want to thank you guys very much. And now, Mr. Troy Smith, how you doing today?
I'm
thank
good.
You for my show.
Did you miss any of those?
Did I? No. Oh, you're going to be a wise guy. Good. I like that. But I like your attentiveness to detail. That's really cool. And I noticed you got a bunch of sweet pics behind you on the pinkish colored wall you got there. Are those your own?
It's a white wall. It's just the lighting.
What's that?
I got some Christmas lights up. Can you hear me good? Is this mic working?
Yeah, I can hear you okay. You speak into the mic a little better. It's pretty good.
Hello.
Okay. It's fine. We'll be all right.
I'm not exactly an audio guy.
Yeah, me either.
I got a nice microphone. I just don't know how to use it.
Okay, well, it's okay. I just heard you. Yeah, just keep your mouth about 2 inches from the mic and you should be fine.
Right on.
Okay. Well, tell me about those pics behind you. Did you design them?
This guy's a pro. Mike, have you been on Harrison Young's show yet?
No, which I could be in studio. He's in Massachusetts.
I know. He sounds like every guy you hear when you're walking around your neighborhood.
Yes.
It's one of the things I find so charming about him.
Yeah.
The other thing I love about Harrison Young is he always asks the same first question. He's been practicing this for a long time, so he's really nailed it.
But of course, like what I do with every guest is I like to profile them and find out what the whole deal is. So tell me about yourself. Tell me where you grew up, what you did as a kid, and how it got you into where you're at now, and then we'll roll forward from that. Oh, by the way, that's your shirt too. You made that as well, right?
Yeah, I made that. That's Neil Brennan's brother.
Neil Brennan, the actor who played the King in The King and I?
Neil Brennan, he's a comedian.
Oh, Neil Brennan. I thought Yul Brennan. Okay. That's an old movie, probably before your time.
No, Yul Brenner's balls is a super chatter.
Yeah, what were we talking about?
You was a kid, growing up.
As a kid, yeah, growing up.
I always love that. It's like, all right, just give me your entire life history, backstory thing.
Quick, 30 seconds if you could.
Are you wearing a shirt? He gets distracted. After asking the most complicated question ever, he gets distracted immediately. Whoa, what's that thing right there?
I know, the question is much longer than the response. It's amazing.
It always is. You're just like, yeah, I enjoyed drawing when I was younger. Yeah.
We did blow by something, though. He gets a little agitated that Troy mocked his ad reads or whatever the fuck he's doing.
Yes.
And he goes, "Oh, you're gonna be a wise guy? What do you got, a pink wall?" I think that's him calling Troy a just do it, if you know what I'm saying.
you that pink wall behind you when you got some drawings.
I caught that. I think it was innocuous, but I did notice.
What are you gonna show me wood paneling next, Troy?
That's pretty funny. Well, Troy talks about how he's an artist, obviously, and the way that Harrison pronounces this, I just found to be so fun.
Creating stuff.
Well, how old were you when you started doing drawings?
Doing drawings.
I think he was going to say Coke at first.
Yeah, I know. I just want to check something. Mike, how do you say that word?
I say drawings, but I will defend Harrison, and a lot of the mushmouth Bostonians that I've met will say it that way. I don't know why that is. Drawings is a popular term up here for some reason.
Well, it's not too long into the show that I get brought up, and Harrison takes a shot at me here.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I drew a lot of pictures, and I would post them on Reddit and stuff, and I would get a bunch of likes from, a bunch of the fans and stuff. And then all of a sudden I'm watching one day and he's got one of my drawings printed on a poster behind him.
Without paying for it?
Yeah. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I know. What a sleazeball. Just kidding.
I know.
He got in that just kidding so quick I couldn't even edit it out. Damn it. Good job, Harrison.
What a sleazeball.
What a sleazeball. I just posted some of his art up on my wall without even paying him for it.
He's not wrong. Harrison's onto something, I think.
Yeah, I looked at this the first place that his head went. How much are you paying for that? Does Harrison know that we have his art over here too? Uh-oh.
How much you pay for that?
Oh, hey, moving on. So this barking dog becomes a huge problem for Troy.
Oh, no.
Troy sent this over to me. He's like, you're welcome for your cringe of the week here, Carl. I couldn't get my dog to shut up.
So my picture was behind all these different podcasters and stuff. Even Stuttering John himself had that background of the picture that I drew of him behind him.
Wow.
My dog is very rude. I apologize. Excuse me.
But Troy's polite.
Let him sit on your lap. Can he sit on your lap? He doesn't sound like he's too big.
Why would that be better?
That's some Rob Saul territory I don't want to step into, but
Troy.
We'll get into that.
Well played, Troy.
Harrison's like, why don't you bring him closer to the mic? Would that be?
Well, I got to give Harrison credit. Eventually, Troy gets up and grabs his dog. The dog quiets right down and just sits in his lap.
Oh,
so it
okay.
actually did work.
All right, good
but
job,
it's a
Harrison.
huge distraction. The conversation never really gets into any type of flow. And at one point, Troy says something that I guess he had already said earlier, and Harrison snaps at him for that.
So yeah, the one day I looked up and he had my picture on the thing, and then
Right, you already said that, but how long ago was that about?
No, I don't. It's like 3 years ago or something like that.
Okay.
What?
Harrison's like, you're boring everyone. Quit boring everyone.
Harrison basically just yelled, yawn.
I have one more clip because I find this just to be funny. As I'm watching the show, all of a sudden, Harrison starts interviewing Troy about me for some reason.
You know, I interviewed Kyle almost 2 years ago. I remember I had him on the show, my very first show of 2023, January 4th. Now, he's a musician too, right? Didn't he play the guitar?
Yeah, very talented. Very talented.
Yeah, okay. Does he do, I didn't even mean, I don't think we even covered it, but does he make a living or get paid anything for doing those gigs with his guitar?
You know, him and his buddies just love playing.
Do the WATP thing. That's wonderful.
Yeah, they put a lot of. Well, I'm talking about the Isotopes, his band. They do a lot of free shows. They just do it for the love of the music. So.
Oh, that's why you can't afford your art.
Right, yeah, that's true. I'm not making bank on that stuff. I just love that Harrison's like, how much money does Carl make playing guitar? Like, how would Troy know? What kind of question is that?
He seems very into the money aspect of a lot of this stuff.
Yes, that is true. Because I don't think he's making much money over at the public access station.
That's too bad.
That's probably why he's asking. He's like, are they hiring over there in the Isotopes?
The way Harrison talks, though, it sounds like he's not listening.
You're right.
But he immediately knew that Troy had already said that. Like you said, he snapped at him.
Yeah, it's weird. It's hard to tell what
we got it.
What he's comprehending and what he's not comprehending. I have a quick fun thing that I wanted to play for you. So yesterday I was on Point Dabble Point with Shuley and the gang. Oh, we actually had Nasty Neil on the show. Big get. Nasty Neil was on Cardiff. And I debuted this. I meant to play this on WTP and I totally forgot. This doesn't work. I wanted it to work. I tried to make it work.
It's been a hard day's night.
I just feel like that chord is so iconic now. Yeah. It could start a song. Well, Jimmy K sent this into me. I think he's onto something here. This is the right move. Yes!
Yeah, that works.
I love it.
Oh, that's funny.
Very well done. I appreciated that. Mike, I want to talk to you about a mutual acquaintance of ours.
Please, guys, Streamlabs, PayPal, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, Venmo. Maybe, you know what? Maybe we don't deserve it.
I've been laughing with the other guys from This Little Piggy in our text thread because Aaron does this every month or two where he figures out, he has this epiphany. He's like, guys, we don't need to have a goal anymore. I figured out. Have you seen these clips yet, Mike?
So I was on with Tukey this morning. Tukey was by himself, and I hopped on with him for a bit. And he was showing me the new mathematics that Aaron has worked out. So I'm not sure if that's what you have.
I think that's what this is.
Okay, good.
This is crazy. I always think that Aaron's relatively intelligent. And then he does shit like this. You're like, oh, this guy's an idiot. Holy crap. I don't know.
That's what I was saying to Tukey is that the interesting thing about Aaron is that he presents normal.
Yes.
Like he presents as a regular guy, so you can't always get a perfect read on him.
He threw a curveball past me. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
So this is his latest scheme to get rid of that pesky goal that bogs down his program.
That makes sense. So look, we've got a great show today.
And this is from My Lost Interest. And he calls this, I Have a Dream, Aaron Imholte.
I have a dream. Much like Martin Luther King Jr., I have, way different dream. But
you don't say.
I do have a dream. So we had an amazing week last week. The birthday show was ridiculous. I appreciate it so much. You guys knocked out, went above and beyond anything I could have hoped for.
Johnny's reactions are becoming my favorite part of the show. I mean, between the goal, the begging, and Johnny just looking at the camera like, the fuck's he talking about?
You don't think Johnny's paying enough respect to Aaron's birthday?
The
man turned 38.
He's paying the right amount of respect.
It's a milestone.
Yeah, it's okay.
And then there was another show where you guys went ape shit also, the Thursday show. You guys went fucking mental. And then we had a great Rumble Friday. You guys went above and beyond. So I just started counting shit for Monday because you guys were so goddamn generous.
I remember that. What happened was he had an extra $100 on the Thursday show. And he goes, guys, we knocked out this goal. I'm going to put the extra $100 towards Monday's goal. Because I'm not keeping this money. I'm going to put it right back into the program, put it towards Monday's goal. And then on Friday came on and he goes, remember, we got $75 already paid towards Monday's goal. I went, wait a second. Yesterday was $100. What the fuck just happened?
He said, please, enough with the money.
Did you go to Applebee's or something? What do you mean?
That goes into steel toe purchases. Someone used the company card.
So that's what he's referring to here.
Today, I think we're at like 200. So it's really small. Today, the goal is really small today.
The goal.
And so, but one thing I'm going to ask of you, I hate doing tech support on the air. I'm really sorry to do this. I apologize. You need to bump yourself up.
Yeah.
So
because we need to hear him.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just don't care about this. Is that what you're hearing?
Yeah. I just wasn't projecting because I'm yawning.
I trailed off.
Same time, right? Also, the balls of Aaron to say he doesn't like to do tech support on the air when all this guy is ever doing is resizing windows and trying to figure out how to bring people in and where to put them on the screen.
I think that was him just scolding Johnny.
Yeah.
He's saying, I don't like to, have to reprimand Johnny on the air.
Right.
Look.
I know your feet don't work so good, but could your hands fucking turn up the volume, please, asshole?
You're a quadriplegic, not a paraplegic. I mean, other way around.
Other way around.
Yeah, that's Aaron for you. He has to have the preamble. He can't just say, hey, can you bump yourself up a little?
Right.
That would be the end of it.
Of course.
Yeah.
We are, 210? So it's 210 for today. We have 210 away from today. And then we have this $100 club. I'm not doing donor ratings again this week because it's the end of the year. And also because I want to see this thing load up by the end of the week.
Yeah.
We have an opportunity.
I like the way he says, I want to see people give me lots of money. I want to see people give me like large amounts of money, like a bunch of different people all giving me a large amount I want to see that like this week. Yeah.
I want to see this thing light up. He wants it to look like Bart Simpson's chalkboard.
Right, yes.
Writing names all over
it. To go into 2025 and never have another goal again on this show.
Wow.
All we have to do is keep paying it forward. So normally it's a 350 goal, right?
Okay.
Today it's 200. Tonight it's 200. Mash them together, boom, that's 400, so it's a little above and beyond normal. But we'll give you the 1 hour, obviously. I'll go till 11.
Okay.
But then also, if every show just keeps doing that without me even asking,
we stay ahead.
And never again in the history of Steel Toe, the only thing people complain about, the only thing I complain about with this show is gone forever.
Wow. This is amazing. He's finally cracked the code here. He's finally figured it out. That all he has to do is get paid way more money by people all the time. and then he won't bitch about not having enough money on the show. See how easy this is, guys? We could have been part of the solution. We could have been out here giving him money for tomorrow's goal, and we would have eradicated the goal by now.
It's very easy.
Is he trying to punish us, though, by getting rid of that?
Dude, he knows that's the best part of the show.
That's what I thought.
He goes, it's the only part people complain about is begging. Oh, no, it's the only part that we praise you for.
Yeah.
That's the part that we all love, actually.
He does know it significantly quells us, though. Like, if he gets rid of the goal, I'd probably stop talking about him completely.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure Patrick Melton will keep talking about him, but he'll have less to talk about, you know? So it does get rid of a lot of that. I just like that his program, it's always been an educational program, but will he ever get off math and move to like spelling or social studies?
No, it's always
he
math.
spends a lot of time on math.
It's always math. Okay, so he's figured this all out, and this is what I mean when I say I don't know if he's stupid or he just thinks everyone else is stupid. This is the most moronic thing. And you would think Johnny Crutches would be like, well, yeah, Aaron, of course, if you fucking had more money than you needed, you wouldn't have to beg for money so much.
Right.
A homeless guy knows that. Homeless people are just like, Jesus Christ, if I had $100,000 in the bank, I wouldn't be out of this corner asking every car that drives by for spare change in a cigarette.
And
guys, based on current numbers, I need about $2.8 million to retire comfortably.
Right.
So if you just pay me that today, I won't have to work any more days the rest of my life.
Yeah. And now you don't have to worry about it, too.
Right, yeah. I'm taking the burden off of you here.
But I was going to say, like Stut Joe, they're so full of shit all the time. Not everyone that they're talking to can keep up with them and say, no, that doesn't make sense.
Right.
So they take silence as like, it is a form of gaslighting.
Yes.
You know? Oh, you didn't argue with me about my math, so here you are.
Right.
I don't know, guys, is this too confusing for you? It's almost Zumakian. The way he's talking about this, because Chad has done videos in the past where he's just like, guys, Tim Dillon is making $1 million on his Patreon. I have a Patreon too. It's the same word. Why don't I have $1 million? Just like, no, because Tim Dillon's talented and people like him and he's funny and stuff. That's why. It's nothing to do with the platform that they're on.
You know how I say, like, this is all in your hands? I always say, I go, begging is not up to me. Asking for money is not up to me. I don't have any control over that.
That's great.
Wow.
That is gaslighting.
Yes.
This is all your fault.
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
This is what I mean. We have a few people for the end of the year join the $100 club for the week. Join Gray Duckling and Ryobi in the $100 club.
Oh, wait, I'm not in that club.
A lot of leg room in that $100 club.
I want to get into that club with Gray Ducklings in there. I'm embarrassed. My name's not even on that board right now.
And it's so exclusive. They allow only so many members.
The $100 club. At least they used to, in the past, they'd have like raffles or drawings or something so people could win shit. Now he's just pretending that you're a part of something.
Right.
Are there
I'm
places in the
Delta
airport?
and I'm part of the $100 club.
Right.
You know?
I was going to say, are there places in the airport I
Amex
can
Black.
go and get a free drink or something like that? I get to the front of the line at Disney World. What is this $100
The marker
club?
board isn't good enough for you.
Everything's taken care of for good. We're done. It's over. The next show does it. The next show does it. The next show does it.
Okay, I've just seen the flaw in his logic here. I've just realized what the issue is here. He's saying no more goals in 2025, but what if he does a show where people don't pay for the next show in that show, and then all of a sudden he's got to bring the goals back? Like it can happen very quickly, I guess is my point. Because if he's only looking to get 1 day ahead, I don't know if that's going to last forever.
No, here's the thing. You get 1 day ahead. So give me double what you were going to give me today.
Right.
Then you're 1 day ahead. So then tomorrow, when everyone donates $350, what we need for the goal, then we're still 1 day ahead. In fact, if they give a little extra, maybe we'll wind up 2 days ahead.
But
this thing snowballs to the end of the year.
No. The problem is, so let's say I watch Aaron's show. I love it. I usually give him $20 every episode. And he goes, guys, let's pay for today's and tomorrow's. I go, here's $40. And then the next day he goes, hey guys, I need money for tomorrow's show. I'm like, I already gave you money.
No, then you give him 80. What are you getting about this?
I'm tapped out at that point.
Yeah.
I don't get where you're lost.
This is the homeless South Park episode.
It really is.
Do not give $20. Do not do it.
Yes.
It's over. For absolute ever. It's done. So it's up to you guys. Thank you very much.
I mean, it'd be funny if it was a bit. right? This would be a good bit, but he's being serious. He's like, guys, I figured it out. Just pay me for tomorrow. We're good.
This is like, so Aaron has been saying for however long, with just 10 cents a day, you can save a child in Africa. And today he's saying, if you give 20 cents, you've cured AIDS. And you're like, wait, all right, I guess I'll give 20 cents then.
Sam Show goes, that's the only thing people complain about? Yes.
Yep.
That's it.
And when the goal comes back, it's also our fault.
Oh, yeah. We're definitely going to get yelled at for that. I just have a feeling the goal will be back the first show in 2025 is my guess.
I would like to see us get rid of the goal. And, if everyone stops talking about him, what does Aaron's show become? If people aren't making fun of the goal, it's the, couple hundred people that liked him on radio talking politics.
Yeah, he goes to that website, notthebee.com, and he reads whatever news stories are right-leaning that he finds interesting.
That's what I was saying to Tukey this morning is I think, and Aaron has tricked me before into thinking he's smarter than he is, but I do think on some level Aaron knows he needs the goal because it's what people make fun of. Right. So that's what keeps him relevant. So I think on some level he does know that.
He does, but he also definitely thinks that he's bigger than all these shows and better than all these shows that clown him for it.
Oh, yeah.
And I there's a part of him that is humiliated by the fact that he has to go on and beg people for money like Darkside Phil every single episode. I mean, you could tell he hates it. He loses sleep over it. It stresses him out. His body language shows that he's uncomfortable doing it.
I was going to say, what gives you that idea? When at the end of his show, he's like, I guess we fucking suck today. You think he might be a little embarrassed?
He's hugging himself and going, we just need $82.
I thought I put on a good show, but I guess I didn't.
I guess you guys hate it. What if I just held my breath? Is that what you guys want me to do? Just hold my breath forever?
I guess I'm just a gay cum eater to you guys.
Speaking of gay cum eaters. Stuttering John has been on fire these past few days because we're winding down to the end of the Stuttering John podcast. He just has one more episode today.
Yep, and that's definitely it.
And that's it. We'll never see John again. He'll be completely done unless someone offers him $3,000 to come on the show after the fact, or $5,000 to go to Hackamania.
Yeah, or 300 or 30
or a 6-pack.
Yeah,
right. So John has been talking a lot about, even though he's leaving the Dabbleverse, he is still going to get people arrested. He's still looking at lawsuits.
Good.
He's got a couple guys that he is going to take down. And one of those, of course, is Shuli. And John has now decided that Shuli is cyberbullying him and that he needs to get law enforcement involved in this.
Boy.
So John gets a super chat on his show.
Now, I'm taking a picture of this, if this is actually the shitware. Because now this is a threat of cyber harassment and bullying.
Okay. Producer Chris, I want you to read the name of the channel, YouTube channel, that posted this super chat here.
We win, you lose, good day, chump.
Okay. So Shuli's channel is called the Shuli Network. Huh. And Chuck goes, is this really Shuli? Like, obviously not. He's not even trying to pretend it's Shuli. But John, because he uses the Shuli logo, is like, I think I know who this is.
Classic Shuli.
And he's going to take a screenshot of this as evidence of cyber harassment and bullying.
When you return in a few weeks, the trolling and trashing will increase times 10. It will be brutal. See you soon. Can't wait. Okay. I just took a picture of that. I don't know if this is you. I believe there's a way for me to find out. I just don't know how to do it.
Okay. Could you imagine, and I can imagine, he shows up to the police station with like printouts of these things. Yeah, and look at right here. He said it's going to get 10 times worse when I come back. That's harassment. That's a threat. They're just rolling their eyes at him.
How often do you think he's actually gone to the police or higher? Like, I know with us he called the FBI.
Right.
But like, how often is he actually, versus him just being like, I'm gonna go to the police?
I think he actually does call the police quite a bit.
I believe that.
That is-
Yeah, I know he's filed the FBI report 3 times on Kate Meany.
Sure, of course.
They're
His
just not
girlfriend.
buying it.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, his girlfriend now. So John's like, I want to see if this actually is Shuli, this channel that's obviously not Shuli, and then he figures it out.
I think I got to go here. But if it is you, then I will have proof that this is cyber harassment and threats. And I will take that to the Cape Coral police.
I just want to point out, this is the guy who threatens people nonstop. He's constantly flexing his muscles and talking about coming to your house, and he goes to people's houses for real. And he's like, this $10 super chat is proof that I'm being harassed.
He's going to walk into the police department and say, let me talk to the cyber division.
The cyber sergeant.
That's what I was gonna ask. How big, roughly, Carl, is Cape Coral?
It's not a big place.
Is there police force capable of handling something
No.
like a national scandal like
They
this?
do not have jurisdiction over the internet. No. As soon as John says there's this guy in Alabama, they go, okay, well, I'll see ya.
Yeah,
Bye. Does he ever come to Florida? No, he does. He's just in Huntsville. All right, bye-bye. See ya.
And we'll handle it accordingly. So let me see if I can get that. So how do I, let's see. Let me find this. Okay, let me see. Go to channel. No, it's not the real shitware. So there we go. It is a fake shitware.
Wow.
Because he was shaking his boots for a while there.
What a fucking
What did he
idiot.
Snopes it? Where did he find that information?
I mean, you can click into the person who commented and go to their YouTube channel, see what it links to.
Okay.
Snopes. Is
Just
we win,
Google,
you lose,
is this the
good day
shitware?
chump. Is this the shitware? Yeah, AI would have a hard time with that one. Like, we're not sure what you're asking us. But not only is he going to the Cape Coral police to have Shuli arrested for cyberbullying, but also, I just want to point this out. I don't know if bullying is illegal. I assume it's not. I'm pretty sure bullying is not an illegal activity.
I think Obama made it illegal, actually.
But if it is, I'm ignorant of the law. If bullying is something that's illegal to do,
then you're under arrest.
Good point. But I would be so embarrassed to press charges.
Yeah, right.
I'm telling the cops you're bullying me.
Grand bullying.
Or maybe say so, pussy. No, you did it again. You just did it again.
Well, you just bully him back.
Hey, go punch him in the cops. Punch him in the nose. What do you want from us?
This man just reached 600 counts of bullying.
All right, so not only is he going to the Cape Coral police to make sure that Shuli's behind bars, but he's also dreaming up a new lawsuit against VTM.
Here, Dwarfy. Thank you, Jeff. To be honest, you're right about the DWI video. Many people still believe it's real. Fight back, John. You're right.
What's funny about this is the guy who's super chatting him this information, Jeffrey Durian, is the guy that John was claiming stole his phone.
Right.
Who was hanging out with him and Kate Meany the other night, and now they're buddies.
Yet another arch nemesis turned best friend.
Right, it happens all the time. So the thing that John's talking about here is when he was leaving the Tonight Show anniversary party, somebody videotaped his Mercedes leaving the parking lot and driving down the street, and Vince does some video editing techniques. I don't know if you guys have seen this before. But he made it seem like John was going down the wrong side of the road and people were like honking their horns at him and whatever it was. And so he was trying to say that John was driving drunk, and I think there was more to it than that. And so because of this, John claims,
A lot of people do believe it's real. That's harming my character.
Harming my character. So wait, John, this is a character? Fuck. I thought he was being real. Is this a character that he's doing? The Stuttering John character.
Does it hurt his case that I only know it exists because of John?
Well,
because I didn't know it existed before John started telling me it existed.
Right. No one watches VTM's program. But also, does it hurt his case that he was definitely seen drinking beers all night and then getting into his car and driving? It's like, I can't believe he's saying that I was driving drunk. Like, oh, I can. It's kind of the only conclusion you can come to.
And even I don't know. I know the law about as well as John, but if Vince said he was drunk driving, then you'd have to prove John has never drunk drove, which seems impossible.
That's my character. I drive drunk.
But no, John's going to file against Vince.
Painkiller. At some point in Bessie, I'm going to file a fucking harassment suit against you. Painkiller. You're bullying me. You're bullying someone who can't fight back because I don't have the funds. I don't have fucking $5 million in the bank, you fucking prick.
I only have $4
million. And this ain't
million.
a bit. This is how pissed I am at you for putting me through mental trauma. For attempting to ruin my fucking life.
Now, what's funny about this, of course, is that Vince was the guest on his show twice last week. Just last week, he's been a guest on the show. Yeah. And now John is going to sue him into oblivion for harassment and bullying. And John says, you're trying to ruin my life, which is the exact thing John tried to do to Vince that started all of this.
Right.
John personified. John is that line in basketball where he's like, 13 or 14 more times, and I'm out of here, guys.
Right? Yeah, I know.
That's it.
I know this whole thing where it's like, this time I mean it. No, you don't. No one's taking you seriously. Nobody cares.
Oh man, but how embarrassed we'll feel in a week when John doesn't do his show. Won't that be crazy?
I don't know who came up with bullying for him, but he's gonna get Shuli arrested for bullying, and he's gonna sue Vince for bullying.
Good.
Is that how that works? I'm not sure.
I clean up the streets, John. I like it.
He goes to the FBI's website and he's looking through the checklist to mark down his concern. He's like, did I have bullying out here anywhere? What is this, terrorism?
B for bullying.
Drug smuggling, human trafficking, terrorism. There's no bullying out here. What the fuck?
What's this clear liquid he's drinking out of a glass?
Oh, God.
Is he mad at Vince because he didn't get a delivery?
He is drinking water out of a glass. And it's
He's like Gandhi.
It's so gross because the glass is clear, obviously, and so is the water. And it actually magnifies his mouth. So when he goes back, I don't have it in this clip. When he goes back, you see his entire inside of his mouth. It's so gross. All right, let's have some fun with the chat, shall we?
$50 right now for 6 beers in 1 hour. Nah, I don't want to ruin my day. I could easily do it, though. I could do 8 beers in 1 hour. That's simple.
No one told me there was going to be boasting.
I could do 8 beers in 1 hour. That's simple. I love the use of the word simple.
I can't see the screen. It sounded like Stuttering John, but are you guys playing a freshman in college?
No.
Or is that a 60-year-old man talking?
That's a 60-year-old man. John is simple.
Yeah.
I could drink 8 beers in an hour. That's simple. Yeah.
Beer has made you simple.
Right. You lift it up, put it in your mouth, and you gulp it down. It's very simple. Correct.
Watch.
I think he means easy.
But also, like, John, as we've seen, John would be shit-faced when he slurs. He's like, yeah, I only drink 7 beers, which actually means that I drank 5 because, as you know, one dissipates. But he's like slurring. He's all fucked up. So, like, congratulations, you can get him down the hatch, but it's not a great result.
Right. Yeah, you don't have good tolerance, as we've pointed out many times. In fact, last night, after John flew back to Cape Coral, he came online. I have some clips coming up, but it's over 3 hours, and there's a lot to get into because John gets wasted and Clay comes on and Clay's drinking and it is a debacle. Thank you, John. The gift that keeps on giving. When we need it most, that's when John provides. I think he also made bank last night too. I think everyone was watching and super chatting him.
He did. He set a record, I think he said.
Oh, that's awesome. So maybe that will encourage him to not go away because as FKA Mommy asks right here, should she cancel? I mean, there's people who are signed up for his YouTube, his Patreon.
Oh, right.
He says he's leaving.
FK Mammy, my lady, Should I cancel the membership or? Well, I wouldn't cancel it yet because these are going to go behind the paywall. So
she's watching
I'd wait
right
till
now.
the first, I guess, or the second. Or maybe wait, see what happens. Maybe
God
3 or
damn it,
4
John.
months I'll come back with a different kind of show. Who knows? I don't know. I just know I want out.
The show last night, he's playing a country song someone made for him, some AI thing.
Yeah.
And he's all proud of it for some reason. And he's like, should I play it again? And he pulls it up and he goes, but I might get a copyright strike. And then I can get my channel demonetized. He's like, do I want to chance it? He goes, nah, I better not. Like, John, you're leaving tomorrow. what do you care about getting
Copyright from
demonetized?
who? It's an AI John song.
Yeah, he has no clue what's going on in the world, obviously. But also, this whole thing is like, well, don't cancel your membership. You never know. Something might happen. He's like, I'm not buying it for some reason.
I thought he was at least going to commit to it for like a week or two, but that
Right.
tells me he's going to be back by Friday.
Yeah, I know. It's not. I said it. I might have said it on this program. I said it yesterday on Point Dabble Point. The best thing you could do is create a new character named Stammer and Stan or something and just come back with a mustache and a wig and just be like, hey, I'm Stammer and Stan and I'm taking over John's YouTube channel and fuck you, shitwayer. You know,
He couldn't commit to that for more than 30 seconds, though.
I know, but it would be great. I would appreciate it. All right. So after he watches a video of Shuli saying that, as he goes on Shuli's Anonymous, and he just starts clicking on things. So Shuli says, John better not come to my house or else I'll try out this new toy I got for Christmas, implying that he got some type of firearm. And this is John's response to that.
What happened to the big tough guy? Remember the big tough guy? Come to my house. He's going to beat my ass and all that. Now he's resorting to weaponry.
He's resorting to...
Now he's... what happened?
He's resorting to weaponry.
That's right.
Does he have a military background? How does he know these words so well? Very impressive.
Oh, big tough guy is just going to shoot me in the face now.
All right. This next one is an oopsie clip because John's just clicking things on Shuli's Anonymous, and sometimes there are things that he does not want on his show.
Oh, boy.
Wait, what's your name?
That's when he's...
Your name is...
Oh, man.
He's watching where on Uncle Rico, the hidden recording of John hitting on those 2 girls.
Oh my God. Now you see why he never gets laid. Can you imagine?
Oh yeah, look who's talking, Silent Mike. I don't know. That's from Sal's place. Oh, Silent Mike, you're so pathetic. It's fucking scary.
Whoops. Let's take that down. Yeah, you're the one who stinks at getting girls, jerk. All right. No one's going to ask any questions about that. Moving on. Now, the big news that's happening is Hitman Dan is MIA.
Oh, yes.
This is very scary what's going on. In fact, at a certain point during the show, Johnny gets a phone call and he mutes himself and then darkens the screen and then comes back on the show. We find out why.
We have a little emergency going on here. I don't know what's going on. I'll tell you, we can't find Hitman Dan. Nobody. I'm starting to get worried. This is getting a little scary. That was one of my friends who's also fucking worried. I mean, we're all worried now. Not Jimmy's too. Oh, God, I hope nothing's happened. White people will if you haven't noticed, JM. I don't notice that stuff.
John's very concerned about his good buddy from back when they were 10 years old. They've maintained this friendship. It's very important to John, this Hitman Dan guy.
So worried he won't even read racist comments in full.
Right. This is not the time or the place. I can't have that right now. I'm grieving Hitman Dan. We don't know what happened. But let's see how concerned he really is.
But I am worried about him. And you should be too. He's a good man.
I should be.
And I'm really getting nervous. We were just talking about going to his house. The only problem is, I can't break in. And I don't want to call the cops. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
They're handling too many of my other matters.
Soon. If Bar Nuts didn't see your mate's call, I'm getting fucking really worried. Sonny Melendez, mom neck injured after my visit, not from fall, yeah. Fucking hell. Oh, where is my friend Hitman Dan? Oh, where can he be? I'm really getting nervous.
Even when he's concerned, he can't stop entertaining us.
I know. When I get nervous, I sing.
He's
I like to
really,
think that someday the nation will be singing that song as we hold a vigil for Hitman Dan.
he's really concerned about his friend Hitman Dan. Not enough to go to his house. Because what am I going to do? Ring the doorbell? Yeah. Knock.
Well, this came up. Was this from like yesterday or something?
The day before, yeah. Because
this
yesterday
came
came travel. Yeah.
Before Christmas, he was like, I haven't seen Hitman Dan. We're all worried about him.
Yep.
And then someone said, why don't you call his wife? Because we've all met his wife during the
Dawn of the
Atlantic
Dead.
City.
Yeah.
And John goes, that's a good idea. I never thought of that. Maybe I'll do that. But you didn't think of that?
Yeah, how concerned could he possibly be? Well, now he comes up with a solution to figure out what's going on with Dan.
Maybe I can call Jerry. He was a cop. I'm going to call Jiggs, tell him to call Jerry, have somebody, because this is getting a little fucking scary. So let me just...
I want as many middlemen as possible on this.
Yeah, you and you.
Let me call Jiggs to call Jerry to check on Hitman Dan. Because he was a cop. First off, that doesn't change anything.
No.
Being a cop doesn't mean you get to ring the doorbell harder. You know? So I don't know what that has to do with anything. But also,
he's not on the lam.
right. Also, John's laziness knows no bounds. The idea that even when he was having his get together at Sales Place, his other friend was in charge of letting Hitman Dan know when and where they were getting together.
Correct.
He couldn't shoot a text. What is going on with Hitman Dan? What is happening here?
Well, you may remember that John was in charge of Facebook.
Right, that's right.
So John posted on Facebook, yeah.
I'm wondering, hear me out, is it possible that Dan finally discovered the Dabbleverse and went, this guy's a piece of shit. I don't want to be this guy's friend anymore.
I speculate no, based on my little knowledge of Hitman Dan.
Yeah.
I think
He's
he's
ride or
kind of,
die.
he seems like kind of also a piece of shit. But
Yeah, no, he's ride or die. You're right about that.
yeah.
Okay, so the next day after this, he's in an airport. He does a show from the airport for a while. Not a lot of video, just kind of talking to his phone. For some reason, he has a 3-hour layover traveling from New York City to Fort Myers.
Sure.
Now, I travel to Fort Myers quite a bit, a lot of times through New York City, because I can't go direct from Rochester, but New York has direct flights to everywhere. And if you want to go to a city, New York's a great place to start from, because there's a direct flight to it.
I'd like to check you there. They have flights most places, not Florida, though. I've heard the New York to Florida line is very obscure.
I talked about this on Point Dale Point. Cardiff looked it up. He's like, yeah, there's 3 more flights today. And that was in the afternoon. It's like they're flying there all the fucking time. And John, because he's probably has to find the cheapest possible flight, gets some flight that routes him through Raleigh or something, and has a 3-hour layover to get to Fort Myers.
Who doesn't have 9 hours to kill?
That's what I mean. It's ridiculous. You're going to spend a lot more money in the airport sitting around than you would just get the better flight. Anyway, so then after that, he gets home and he starts his second show. Oh, and he's wearing his Tonight Show shirt in the airport because he wants to get recognized so badly. It's so embarrassing how badly he wants to get recognized and have people talk to him. He's a lonely guy, and we're going to find that out.
Yeah.
In just a moment. But first is how he starts off his show when he gets back home.
Duke is back, part 2. On my second show today, I did one earlier, and now I'm back from the airport. It's been, that flight lasted a long time. It seemed like a fucking hour and a day. I know I'm a little disheveled, but fuck it. I was going to shower. I said, fuck it. I don't give a shit.
Nice.
Yeah, this is the laziness I'm talking about. When I get home from traveling, I want to shower. It's gross. Being in airports and airplanes.
John, don't listen to him. Don't doll yourself up for us.
Be on top of people for all that time. You're like, oh, I can't wait to get home and get in the shower. And John is so lazy. He's like, I am fucking gross. I'm sweaty, but I don't feel like showering.
Let's see those super chats.
It's crazy.
I do have to go back to something, though. If John wanted people to recognize him, wouldn't he wear a Howard Stern Show shirt?
Yes, but
who the fuck would be? Is that John Melendez from The Tonight Show?
Here's the problem. Howard Stern famously never let anyone make a Howard Stern shirt.
Damn.
Right. Because otherwise,
Foiled
that's all
again.
he would wear. He'd be wearing that because he wears a Stuttering John podcast shirt. He wears anything else that will get people to recognize him.
Right.
But, okay, so this is what I'm talking about when I talk about John's loneliness. Because he's bragging about Kate Meany. He's rubbing it in Chad Zumach's face. And then a delivery guy shows up. And I've enhanced the audio for us to enjoy and dissect.
And I get the ladies way more than you. That's a fact. Jack, oh, baby fatso. What happened when you met the beautiful, talented young woman known as Kate Meany? Oh, did she go with Louis J. Gomez instead of you? Yeah.
Again, I've warned John about this before. I would stop giving away details of Louis J. Gomez's love life that he doesn't want out there.
Correct. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, John's threatened some people before. I feel like the rattlesnake's not someone he wants to deal with.
And he's lucky because Big J wants to talk about this shit.
Right.
So John's lucky that Lou is just like, I don't give a shit about the Dabbleverse. I don't want to talk about that. But if John drags him into it, it's not going to be good.
Yeah.
Louis J. Gomez, great guy. A guy I would not want disliking me or coming after me.
Absolutely not.
That would be very bad.
Not the Duke. We were. Ooh, my beer.
Okay, so he gets out.
Might be the most genuine moment he's ever had on air.
His face lit up just now as he heard his doorbell.
¿Cómo está mi amigo? Okay, I got it's in my wallet. No problem, thank you. ¿Cómo está? Look at his body.
He has to come back into the room he was just in to get his wallet. All right, check out this back and forth. Tell me to pause it anytime.
Moving? No, are you from Cuba? No. Oh, from Ireland. Ireland? Yeah.
Classic mix-up.
Yeah. He starts speaking Spanish to him immediately. And he goes, where are you from? Cuba? No, Ireland.
The amount of Cubans I deal with at O'Flaherty's in Boston.
Yeah.
What's up? I got a lot of Irish friends. Yeah. Yeah. Have you been? 3 times. Nice. Dublin? Belfast. What was the second one you said?
So this is hilarious. John's making small talk with this guy because he just needs a friend.
Yeah.
But he goes, are you from Cuba? He goes, well, I'm Irish. He goes, oh, have you been to... I figured he was like from Ireland. He goes, like, yeah, I've been there a few times. It's just an American.
Yeah.
He's just an American delivering his beer to him.
Just a white Irish American that John's like, you must be from Cuba.
If his mom tries to ask him something, Mom, I'm doing a show.
Right.
But he's belaboring this delivery.
Oh, we're only a minute 19 into a 4-minute clip.
And I've said before that John's superpowers is incapable of being embarrassed.
Yep.
But he is incapable of anticipating anything that he needs. You know that you need your fucking ID.
Yep.
I get booze delivered.
Mm-hmm.
I've got it on me.
Yep.
And it's a 1-minute transaction if that.
Well, there was that one time when he lost his wallet, and so he told the delivery person they had to bring it back to the store. Yes. It's incredible. It's like it's somewhere in your house.
I know John's like putting on an act for us. He's doing his best to entertain all of us during this exchange. But this guy must be thinking, like, what a fucking degenerate. Like, what a loudmouth drunk this guy is.
Oh, yeah.
And he stinks, too.
You're going to hear John crack a beer while the guy's still standing there. Of course. He can't wait to get into this thing.
Cork, yeah. Have you touched Blondie Stone? Kissed it twice. I love it. I gotta put it in manually. Yeah, oh my God. Check that Red Bull, will you, while I'm waiting? What's the last name? Melendez. Half Puerto Rican, half Danish. Have been to Denmark? Amsterdam. Yeah, well, that's Holland. That's another one. I wonder. See a Viking? My mom's Danish.
Want a beer? He's literally showing off his tattoo right now and explaining, see, this is the Viking.
Yeah.
And then here's the Danish flag.
My father's from America. There's the American flag. There's the Viking. There's my kid's birthday. It's 1571.
What's your birthday?
It's called 10-4-65.
He goes, "Those are my kids' birthday." It's great. What's your birthday? Because I need to get this delivery done.
I really thought he was going to invite this guy in, and then in like 6 weeks we'd be like, all right, who's more annoying, Rob, Saul, or Irish Tim?
10-6.
10-4, good buddy.
10-4.
65. Oh yeah, your hat says Irish. Are you a Notre Dame fan?
John had so many clues. His hat's at Irish. He's white. He's not Cuban, I guess.
And then he goes, "Are you a Notre Dame fan?" Because apparently, if you're Irish,
you have to be, right?
You have to be a Notre Dame fan.
Who's your football team?
I'm from Boston originally, so.
Boston.
So you gotta go with BC. Boston College.
Oh, how about the Patriots?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, my Giants took you down twice in the Super Bowl.
Oh, I haven't heard about it.
This fucking asshole. This is him at a sports bar, too.
Yeah, right.
Oh, who's your team? Oh, the Patriots. My Giants.
Oh, you're referring to 13 and 17 years ago, respectively?
Right, yes.
Bruins.
I did the Heinz Stadium. I watched Boston College play. I was doing stand-up over at the
Holy shit.
or the Improv in Pittsburgh.
Both are incorrect.
No, Boston was the Comedy Connection.
There we go.
Do you know the expiration of the license?
I love this guy's just trying to keep it business.
Right.
I did stand-up. He wants so bad for this guy to be like, "Oh, you do stand-up?"
My God.
He wants so bad to be like, "Yeah, I used to be on the Howard Stern show."
This poor guy.
This guy probably has more deliveries to make.
You're right. Yes.
So, Tim, how was your day? More lonely assholes.
Yeah. This is a guy who craves another human being to be in the room with him.
Any sort of connection.
Any connection with anyone.
Oh.
20.
It's probably my birthday, 2025. 10-4-65.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see if it takes it.
Yeah, I think so.
It took it. There you go, pal.
All right, brother.
Have a great time.
You have a great night.
You sure you can't stay?
Let's go, Yankees. Let's go,
Have a
Giants.
great time is very funny when you're looking at a man alone drinking.
What's your name, by the way?
What's your name? Jimmy.
Jimmy John.
John, nice to meet you.
I'll see you. There's a sausage, Jimmy John. I'll see you.
He goes, "My name's John." He goes, "Yeah, I know. I just looked at your fucking license, remember?" I had to type it into my little thing here.
As in stuttering?
Yes.
Yeah, sausage. Hey, yo! Fucking hell.
What a maroon.
Yes. Now, the other thing I want to point out, so he just got this beer, and he comes back in the room with his case of beer, but he's also drinking a Red Bull. Like, why would anyone need a Red Bull at this time at night? It's like 8 o'clock at night.
Keep him jacked up.
He's getting jacked up for his show.
Yeah.
He's going to put out a big one for us because, well, not until he figures out how to get these beers to be a little colder. All right, this is a visual thing, but you see how he's struggling just to even lift a beer out of the case right here?
Yeah.
This is the guy who's going to beat everyone up. Just want to remind everyone.
This beers are lukewarm. Luke, I am your father. Hold on, let me put these fucking things in the freezer. Hey! Where you going with that? What the fuck?
Always entertaining. So he pulls the beer out and he says they're warm, but he leaves 2 in front of him anyway, 2 of the warm beers, and then he brings the rest into the kitchen. Who would deliver warm beer? Has anyone ever needed beer so badly that they need it delivered? But it's okay if it's not cold yet. That's fine. Doesn't even make sense.
That is funny. They left 2 behind. I take it back. He did anticipate his needs that one time.
Yes, he did. He knew exactly what he was going to need. All right, so now, have you seen any of this, Mike?
Yes, I have.
Okay, yeah, it sounded like you're familiar with this. He starts reading this note that was forwarded to him, and it was a note that was forwarded by Chad Zumock. And there's some TM Zumock going on. John's getting some hot goss about Kevin Brennan.
Yes, yeah.
Because MLC is sniping him at this time. And John says, here's my opportunity to really stick it to Kevin Brennan.
This is from a source, and this is from Chad Zumach. Hey, Chad, this is what you forwarded to Pinky. You watching, Chad Lee? You fucking watching? Skull. Hey, Pinky, this is what your buddy Chad sent over to Pat Dixon. I just want you to know. Just in case. I know he's sitting there, his fat fucking ass, which I hear is about to get kicked. And he's sitting there with you. But this is what it says, Pinky. Let's see. Are you ready, Pinky? I hope you are. Because this is really, really embarrassing for you. Very fucking embarrassing. I'd be embarrassed to have this kind of shit coming my way.
Like 3 or 4 days ago, he was reading this note and skipped all the information he's about to read. He's like, I don't want to get into family stuff.
Protect the innocent.
Right. And then a couple days later, he's like, no, fuck this.
I have heard from multiple sources that the reason Kevin Brennan isn't doing spots at the Comedy Cellar. Now, of course, we cannot, this is alleged everything.
Oh, so Kevin can't sue you for cyberbullying because you said it's alleged. Okay, good.
Yes,
Smart.
he's touching home base.
right. My fingers are crossed.
Isn't doing spots at the Comedy Cellar because he got suspended last year for things he said on the podcast, and now Etsy, who I know very well, won't give him spots because he's
Her name is Esty.
Right. Who I know very well.
Etsy, who I know very well and have ordered from many times.
Anti-Semitic, true.
Let me back that up just a little bit.
Who I know very well, won't give him spots because he's anti-Semitic, true. So, also another thing I know about, and I can't tell you how, is that the reason Kevin and his wife were separated around this time. He first started his podcast was because he caught her having an affair. Whoa! Is this true? I don't know, John. Well, it was email. Chad sent it. Guest coordinator for the More Stories podcast with Jay Moore. I wonder. Wow. Did Chad send this?
Why did he keep saying that? Was he saying that Chad is the coordinator of the More Stories podcast? Or Chad got it from that person?
Yeah, so this is like an email thread that's been bounced around a few different people. And I guess it went to More Stories. But John's
Why
trying
would they care about this?
Well, maybe there's a Kevin Brennan interest in that world.
Okay.
But John's trying to implicate Chad for spreading this rumor or pushing this information out there to try to get Kevin and Chad fighting, which probably isn't hard to do. And I feel like this information about Kevin's wife having an affair, this has been going around forever, right?
I feel like I've heard John say it before.
Okay, good. I'm like, John's acting like he's breaking this news that no one's ever heard before. I think that this has been something that everyone has talked about in the past.
And I like the part where he's like, oh, John or Kevin's wife had an affair, whatever. The part where he's like, comedy clubs have canceled Kevin because he's difficult to work with.
Right, yes.
Whoa, what a bombshell, John.
Yes.
None of us knew that.
And also, Kevin doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't want to do stand-up anymore. Wow. Amazing.
Or did he forward it? I'm not sure.
You should be able to see what. Anyway. So this is some more breaking news that John is breaking on his show to get back at mean old Kevin Brennan. Now he switched to warm beer.
That his wife was with another guy and moved out. Whoa! He only moved back in because he wasn't making any money and was spending all of his savings. I don't know if Florentine knows about this, but I know for a fact Lenny does. I don't know who Lenny is.
Lenny Marcus, I believe.
Right, yeah.
You can do whatever you want with this information. I just figured you should just know. As for Kevin's current finances, I do know that during the pandemic, his mom was paying his rent. Whoa! His mom was paying his rent.
All right, big if true. I'll give you the Patrick Melton line. That would be very interesting if that is the case.
Sure. Isn't this the fucking freak that was saying my mom bought me a house? What the fuck?
We all say that, John. It's because your mom's name is on the deed. That's why we all say that your mom bought the house. instead of her name.
The Lenny Marcus thing would imply to me that this email is very old.
Yes.
Kevin hasn't worked with Lenny Marcus in 7 years.
Has it been that
Something
long?
like that?
It's probably
six, maybe.
Yeah, probably hasn't been that long. But yeah, it is definitely. This is old news for sure.
Yeah.
And this is going back to probably 3 times ago when Chad and Kevin were fighting. That
Right.
Chad is spreading this information around. So yeah, John's breaking this, what he thinks is this breaking news that kind of everyone's talked about already. I didn't know about the I'm paying rent thing. I don't know where that came from. Maybe John's adding that because he's embarrassed that that's what's going on. I don't know. What I do know is that blindmike.net is a great place to visit on the internet because it gives you links to all of the things that my buddy Mike Geary is up to.
Oh, thank you. Yes, we may be live today, whenever people are hearing it, Wednesday. If John does a good enough show on his last day, then I may cover it Wednesday morning, but we'll see.
You want to get the scoop?
Yes. But aside from that, we're live every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. on the Blind Mike Project. If you're watching this on YouTube, go click over there, Blind Mike Project on YouTube. And Why You Laughing is also available there as well, a history of comedy podcast. Carl's been on a couple of times. We had Tukey on recently, so go check that out and become a Patreon or YouTube member for as little as $5 a month.
And of course, Mike and I also host Who Are These Socials together.
Oh, that's
which
right.
Which is
Forgot
on
about
the
that.
Who Are These Podcasts? Fuck you. Which is on the Who Are These Podcasts channel every Thursday at 6. We'll be doing a show on this week, 1st of 2025. And of course, you can subscribe to that wherever you listen to podcasts as well. Mike, thanks so much for coming on a random time.
Always a pleasure.
I appreciate you being here and doing a quick midweek episode with us.
Thanks for having me, boys.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to listen to the voicemails, but you get out of here, you rascal.
All right.
You
Bye-bye.
rascal, you. See you, buddy. Please join us again next time. It might be the episode we find out what's for all. Who are these podcasts? Sleep well, everybody.
Farting in the mosh pits of morning radio.
Okay. Great show. Good job, everybody.
Great job, everyone.
Great job, everyone. Let's see what the voicemailers are saying to us.
So just finished listening to the Rob Saul episode. Decided to look up Kevin Meaney on Wikipedia. His Wikipedia page has already been updated to indicate that he has one daughter named Kate, who is currently in a relationship with John Melendez, formerly of the Stuttering John television show, or formerly of the Howard Stern show.
That's
I
awesome.
fucked that up a bit. Anyways, go fuck yourself.
Oh, it's fun. It's fun to fuck with Wikipedia. Christine Knowlton made an appearance on WATP recently because of our friend Christian Blatt.
Yes.
Bringing that on.
And your stupid birthday.
Christine Knowlton was brought in again. Normally, I'd take this opportunity to go vote for Vinny on the creep off to spite you. But it was Christian Blatt's fault, and I'm willing to let it go. But you got to tell me how to get him back for this. I'm pissed at him.
Super chat him on Who Are These Broadcasts and tell him how mad you are. That's the way to get back at him. Christine Knowlton really is terrible. All right, Gary in San Diego checking in.
Well, on John's podcast on the 28th, Saturday, he reiterated that, yes, he's leaving the Dabbleverse on the 31st. And then there was a big but. The but was he would make appearances on 3 stipulations. One, he needs $5,000 appearance fee.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, he needs a plane trip, preferably first class. Number 3, he needs a hotel room, a 4 or 5-star hotel room, of course. And he needs per diem food, probably $150 a day to feed that pig. So, Carl, if you're interested in having a Dabblecon 3, he'll do it for $5,000. You got to put him up at a 4 or 5-star hotel downtown, which is only the Gold Nugget and the Circa. He will not stay at the El Cortez at 75.
I think you're thinking of Hackamania 2. Hackamania.com. I still don't have that in my intro. Hackamania.com, promo code WATP. 10% for tickets for there May 9th through 11th. And I do believe that John did offer to come to Hackamania for $5,000. So I think that's what he's referring to. But maybe we'll get John at both Dabblecon 3 and Hackamania 2. I got $10,000 burning a hole in my pocket. Why not?
Get on the Circa. He will not stay at the El Cortez, a 75-year-old hotel, or the Fremont, an 80-year-old hotel. And he needs per diem. So come up with that kind of scratch, and he'll show up. I think after 3 or 4 months of no appearance fees, he might settle for $100.
Yeah.
What do you think, Carl? He's going to come up with that kind of money to have appear at Dabblecon 3?
No.
In my honest opinion, don't do it. Rock and roll.
Rock and roll, Gary. Yes, I'm with you on that. Seems like a huge ripoff to do that. All right. This is an Australian calling in. I don't understand what's going on here.
Hey, Carla. Do you still call Mountain Dew like hard Mountain Dew or whatever? Because in Australia we had hard Solo. Solo's like a lemon soft drink. And they made an alcoholic version of it. But it was just called hard Solo, and it looked almost exactly the same except the blacker can. And they had to rename it because kids kept drinking it. Now it's called like hard rated. And it's the most retarded name change. But it's still pretty delicious. I mean, it's not beer, but yeah. Anyway, smooches for your sweet, sweet Chris. I love you, you beautiful hunk of man. And Lucy Tightbox can go jam a copy of Goonies up her coochie.
She sure can.
Amen.
So this is what he's talking about. Hard Solo. What do they have to rename it to?
Flaccid.
Hard rated. Flaccid Solo. Hard rated. All right. Well, thanks. I learned something new about Australia. I feel like I don't need to learn anything else about Australia now. The Great Sea Moose checking in.
Hey.
Oh, hi, hoy. Great Sea Moose here. Hey, Boner Guy. I haven't called in a while because I was sick and sounded like the child of Scorch and Crozier, so I decided to save everyone from that. But about my balls being a weird shape. Hey, Lucy, if you're there, can you back me up on this? They are very normal shaped. I don't care if you have to lie. Please, just help me out here.
Under the table.
All right, so if she's not there and that's not working, hey, producer Chris, will you please back me up on this one?
Sure. Nice balls.
Haha, thanks, Chris. Anyway, but Boner Guy, I don't think you're even going to thecreepoff.com and voting for Carl. I think you are going to thecreepoff.com and voting for Vinny. What say you, Mr. Boner Guy, if that is your real name? Call me back.
All right, thank you, the Great Sea Moose. Wow, not even rehearsed. Well done.
Thank you.
Well played. All right, I think we're going to get out of here. Happy New Year, everybody. Yee. Thanks for checking out this program. Airing for free, a little preview. And you can watch this every Wednesday and Saturday when you go to patreon.com/whoarethespodcasts. Watch all of our live streamed shows.
Okay, bye.
Okay, folks.
Guess what?
The
episode's over.
That was a great episode.
That was really great.
Bye. A plane has hit. I rewatch iCarly.
Boom.
His mom. Boom.
Boom.
Yes. Thank you for tuning in. Bye. Bye.
Are we done here? I think we are.
Okay, bye.
I gave you the lob and you ran with it.